Hi everyone and welcome to my Game Week 2 team selection video. Game Week 1 was an absolute nightmare for me. I'm hoping Game Week 2 is kinda. Hopefully you had a good Game Week 1. For me, I've already got transfer decisions I've got to make, and I've also got a 50-50 benching headache. So it's a lot to unpack. So let's get straight into it. One of the first issues I have to correct in Game Week 1 is Nkunku. Now, this is a transfer I really didn't want to make, but the imminent price drop would have impacted me, and I've got a transfer strategy in place. I needed that money to make my next move. So unfortunately, I was forced into a transfer. If it wasn't for the price drop, I've got a bench. I would have kept him on the bench and waited for more news. For all I know, he could start Game Week 2. Then I'll be really upset. It's a great fixture, and Liverpool more likely to keep a clean sheet than the replacement I've made. So that was the first reason I was forced into this transfer, the price drop. The second reason, I'm thinking ahead. The 0.5 million I've saved going from Kwanzaa to Harwood is big. So I'm keeping an eye, for example, on Nkunku. We saw he only played limited minutes. If this continues, especially now they've got so many attackers, João Felix has just joined as well. If this continues a 60-minute appearance, 70 minutes appearance, I'm going to make a move, and I needed that 0.5 to take Nkunku to potentially Eze. So that's a player I've earmarked. If you've seen my last video, I spoke very highly of Eze, even though he got no returns FPL-wise, but those 7 shots did not go unnoticed, and how important he is with the set pieces and penalties. So I was forced into a transfer. I really wanted to roll, but it is what it is in FPL. At times you got to make decisions, and I was forced into one, and I've made it. First of all, I'm going with Henderson in goal. There's not much choice here. I don't even have a sub goalkeeper. So it's Henderson all the way until I wildcard or I'm forced into a change earlier. In defense, Trent, of course I'm going to start him. He was excellent the last game, came off early, so hopefully the minutes are extended this game week. It's an Anfield fixture, the first Anfield fixture for this season against Brentford, who looked okay against Crystal Palace but do concede chances. I'm expecting nice returns from Trent. Beside Trent, Robinson comes in. He's been really good lately, and I know a lot of clubs are keeping an eye on him. I've just read today that Manchester United are keeping tabs on him and might make an offer before the transfer window closes. It's a beautiful fixture. Leicester at home. I really fancy a clean sheet here. Hall takes the 3rd spot. A decent performance from him. I mean, Newcastle had a great performance considering there were 10 men for that long. I thought he was okay. A bit ropey at times. I'm hoping he keeps the starting position. That's the most important thing. And you never know, maybe some attacking returns. He has got Bournemouth away, which is a decent fixture. In midfield, Jota the Slaughter. Of course, I'm going to start him. I actually considered captaining him, but of course, the vice captaincy is good enough. Liverpool are predicted to score at least 3 goals in this fixture. It's an Anfield fixture against Brentford, who do concede chances. And if Jota, who played 90 minutes in Game Week 1, can play anything close to those minutes, I'm comfortable with 1 or 2 returns in this fixture. The man who really cost me in Game Week 1, Bruno. Guilty of missing so many chances. In fact, he had one of the best XGs in Game Week 1, but yet delivered nothing, a blank. In this fixture, they've got Brighton, which is a much more trickier fixture than they had Fulham at Game Week 1. I'm still hoping for a return. As I said, takes the set pieces, penalties, and is very involved. I would like for a striker to play and let him play behind the striker. I don't like him in this false 9 position. I want him to play in the position where he's facing the game, where I think he's the most dangerous. He's passing. Without a doubt, I can see an assist in this fixture. Nkunku, we're going to talk more about him in my next section because he's one of the ones I'm considering if I should bench or start. Yep, that's right. The first game week was not good. Came off early. I mean, he did have a shot on goal, but still. I know it was against Manchester City, but really the fear in the back of my mind is the amount of options Maresca has at this Chelsea front line. They've got so many attackers, and just today, they added João Felix. Chelsea are predicted to score 2 goals. You'd like to think he'd be involved with at least 1 attacking return. So I'm not quite sure on him, but at the moment, he's got the starting position. Last up in my midfield is Anthony Gordon. Game week 1 was a write-off, mainly because that early red card from Fabian Schär. Hopefully this game week, Newcastle can keep 11 players on the pitch. If so, I fancy him with an attacking return. Newcastle are predicted to score at least 2 goals, and Gordon should hopefully be involved in one of those, giving us an attacking return. When you add to it that Bournemouth chances of a clean sheet are only 17%, hopefully these 2 things coming together, I'm quite confident of a return here. Moving to my strikers, and I'm going to start with Dominic Solanke. Game week 1, he really frustrated me. You saw how many chances he had in the opening 25 minutes. He could have had 2 goals. To think we came away with him playing 90 minutes and a blank. Very tough to take. The good news is Everton at home for Spurs. They're going to want to bounce back. That was a poor result. 1-1 against newly promoted Leicester, who gave away so many chances, is unacceptable. So they're going to be starting off real strong here, and I expect goals. And the data backs this up. Predicted goals in this fixture is for near 3 goals for Spurs. And when you add to it that Everton's chances of keeping a clean sheet are 10%, it's not looking good. There's going to be goals in this fixture. I'm more than happy to have Dominic Solanke for game week 2. Next up is the big man, the Terminator, Haaland. Of course, it's an easy captaincy. I did say earlier, I was thinking about Jota, but no, you can't go against Haaland, against newly promoted Ipswich, who I have to say, in the first half played really well and were very unfortunate. But the second half, you saw the difference, and if Liverpool can wear you down like that, Man City, the keep ball masters, can you imagine what they're going to do to you? It's going to be a very difficult day for them, and I can see maybe a hat-trick for Haaland. So yeah, captaincy. I know loads are considering triple captain. Fair play to you. This could be the fixture where he actually goes bonkers. The predicted goals in this fixture backs this up. They're predicted to score near 4 goals. And when you add that Haaland's goal involvement is normally near 30%, you're going to think 2 attacking returns. That's good enough for me, good enough for my captaincy, and I can see why people are triple captaining. And just to make you smile a little more, Ipswich's predicted clean sheet ratio is near 4%, which is almost basically none. They're conceding. And the last attacker in my 3-4-3 is Isak. That red card impacted him as well, but we were fortunate as captainers because he still got an assist. Tells you the quality. It was a lovely pass. We're hoping this game they can keep 11 men on the pitch and allow this guy to do his work. I want at least 1 attacking return from Isak this game week. It's a good fixture. Bournemouth away. Fancy Newcastle to get the win here. And lastly is my bench. Matthews, let's not bother talk about him. He doesn't even play. Next up, Smith-Rowe. We will talk about him in a bit more detail. Harwood normally would be 3rd bench, but today he's going to be 2nd bench because Konsa has got Arsenal at home, which is a horrendous fixture. So that's my team for game week 2. I would say I'm locked, but the one decision is Smith-Rowe versus Nkunku, and this one is driving me crazy, and here's why. Before we get into my benching dilemma, I'd love it if you'd like the video and subscribe. It goes a long way to helping me grow my channel, so I'd really appreciate that. This is such a tight call for me. Smith-Rowe has Leicester at home. Gorgeous fixture. You saw how Leicester defended against Spurs? They gave away so many chances. And when you add to it, Fulham's performance at Old Trafford was not bad at all. Nkunku's fixture, Wolves away. That's pretty good as well. So the fixtures both look really appealing. Let's have a look at the game week 1 data, see if that can help me pick between these two. Smith-Rowe got 3 points in game week 1 and Nkunku only 1. Now that really hurt. The reason for that was the minutes. Nkunku only played 57. He didn't even reach the 60-minute threshold. Where Smith-Rowe, he just about passed it, 63 minutes. 0 shots for Smith-Rowe, hence why his XG data is pretty poor. We'll have a look at that. Zeros across the XG and XA. Where Nkunku, in his 57 minutes, did squeeze 1 shot in, and his XG was 0.15 and his XA 0.06. Not incredible, but better than Smith-Rowe's. I'm still torn on this decision, so let's have a look at the predicted data and see if that can help me. Leicester's clean sheet odds is at 17%, which looks pretty good for Fulham getting a couple of goals. The issue is Wolves' clean sheet data is even better than that. It's at 14%, so Chelsea are bound to get a goal. Fulham's predicted goals is at 1.75, close to 2 goals. Pretty good. And Nkunku wins on this one as well. Chelsea's predicted goals are 1.95, closer to 2 than Fulham's. But this is where data can be conflicting. I've got predicted points of Smith-Rowe here at 4.05, and for Nkunku I've got 3.87. The reality is both are very, very tight, and it's a difficult decision for me. The fixture is swaying it for me for Smith-Rowe here against Leicester. The minutes is the key. If there was a way I could get a better indication of who gets more minutes, I would 100% go with them. This is a difficult decision for me. If you can get in the comments and let me know who you think I should start, I'd really appreciate that. Currently at the moment, I've got Nkunku starting, but this is going to be tight right until the deadline, I think, and I could easily switch here. Let me know who you think I should start. I hope you enjoyed that video, but more importantly, I hope you found the video useful. Get in the comments and let me know what transfers you're making. Are you rolling? Are you using triple captain? I'm always intrigued to know what other FPL managers are doing. Before you jump off to the next video, do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and share the video. Put the notifications on because I will be doing more live streams with big FPL content creators. If you are going to make a transfer and you're not quite sure who to bring in, the video on the screen right now gives you 5 incredible picks that you have to consider. Definitely check this out before you press that transfer button.